Alright, welcome back. I'm now still playing in the classic arena. Wow, they've played something very unorthodox here. Knight h3, or I'm going to not be distracted, just play the same thing as I normally do. So again, if you didn't watch the last one, I'm playing the monthly classical arena, trying to berserk every game to gain more points. I've had 2 draws against pretty strong players, I think, and a win or so. So things are going okay. I haven't lost a game. But I'm trying to mix up my openings, and I haven't yet found a good opening to try yet. Knight c6 is interesting. It's not a mainline move at all, but it does make the game have an independent quality to it. I'm thinking of d6 and e5, trying to gain space. Oh wow, they shoved d5 straight away. Alright, knight e5. I don't want to ruin my pawn structure yet with capturing. And now, I don't know, knight g6 looks alright. Maybe knight f7. I'm not sure. It's like almost like a reverse Alekhine. My knight's running running from b8 all the way back to the king side instead of it doing the other way around. This knight f7 is a bit more flexible because I can shove the g pawn in the future. And do I want to go e5? Probably do, because it's a classical kind of idea in the Dutch. And then at the right moment, I'm going to play the move d6. Alright, so I'm going to check them. This will at least keep my bishop out of the boxed-in sort of central area that I'm going to erect. I'm going to play d6, so now the bishop won't be stuck on e7. They won't be able to take me, so that's good. In fact, I could even go knight g4 for a bit of fun. Yeah, right, let's go for it, knight g4. It's not exactly going to work, but it does annoy them a bit. Then possibly d6 next. And I'm holding on to both the f and the e pawns by quite a way. I mean, they could play something ridiculous like pawn takes pawn here, but I think I can play knight to e3, or even just take on e5, and I'm probably doing well. Interesting, actually. I don't know which way to take. Do I go knight e3 first, then take, or do I then take first on the e5, then go knight e3? Alright, well, forget that. They went queen d3. Shame I can't go knight f2, but their knight on h3 is actually being useful. So d6, very nice position for my bishops. They have lots of potential here because it's unlikely that f pawn's going to stay on the board forever, especially with them playing bishop to c1. It's indicating they want to take on e5 pretty soon. Then I can get my f pawn rolling and my c8 bishop will come into the game. I'm setting a very sort of silly trap. I'm trying to go e4, and they haven't stopped me. So e4, what would they do? Queen b1? Or do I take them? Maybe I take them because it's a more aggressive move and it went to pawn. Then what, rook b1, I guess? Not sure I like white's play here. That did seem a bit reckless. Bishop takes f4 is not really playable because their knight on a3 is hanging if they do that. Alright. I spoke too soon. Let's take the knight. This is looking very nice. To be fair, they are 1500, so that might be why they didn't spot their knight was hanging. e4. Knight e5 looks okay here. It's a pretty solid move, attempting to improve all my pieces. Yeah, queen e2 looks okay. Again, with the theme of improving pieces, come back with the bishop to c5, get the nice diagonal working for me. If they take on f5, great. I can take with the bishop if I need to. It's also the fact that my knight... Oh, okay, bishop g5, yeah. Queen queen g6 looks good. So I was going to say that I could have moved my e-knight to maybe f3 at some stage and tried to make their rook take me so I could take on a1 with the queen, but now that's not going to happen. I've got f takes e4 and then capturing on f8 and stuff, or playing bishop f5. Quite glad I haven't yet blundered horribly in this game, or any of the games I played so far today. And that's good because I do blunder a fair amount, but it's mostly in blitz or in bullet. That's why I don't really play them very much. Now f takes e5 might be okay. I can't see what's wrong with it, so I'm going to take. I do allow them to take on f8 with the rook, and then my king will take, but they haven't. They've played bishop e4. Then I've got rook takes rook, and if they take with their queen, I might have something there. Looking at queen h5, maybe not. Maybe I should play simple. Yeah, bishop f5. It's a very, very easy move to play. They could do rook takes, putting a pin on me, but it doesn't really work. I'll take with my rook. They go rook f1, I then take the rook with check, so they don't even get the queen. Very, very simple way of playing here. Get all my pieces out. I've activated everything. My rooks are connected. It's just the a rook that needs to finally sort of truly make itself be known. And rook a to e8, and also waiting until there's a capture on the f-file before swinging it across. Both look very appealing. Can't imagine the whites holding this much longer. It looks like, you know, black's pieces are very active, white's badly coordinated, and I don't really see a way to improve white's pieces either. Their lack of a knight is going to be critical. Bishop f4 for white maybe, and then trade everything. There's a way to play it. Queen h5 for me is something I'm looking at as well. Attacking their knight, which also was defending their bishops, they're going to get deflected and overloaded all over the board. I've still got 7 minutes, so I'm not likely to lose on time either. Yeah, overall this is looking good for me. Hopefully I get 3 points for a win. What else can they play? Oh, okay, good. They're taking me. I was looking briefly at queen c2, but I don't believe that will change much. If rook takes rook, I just take the queen, which they've done. Rook f1 is my guess as to what they'll play next. And I don't see anything that wins. So let's just make sure that I win this. Take off their one piece that might cause me problems, which is their queen. Take with the knight. I then have the e and the f-file for the rook. And it should be over. I mean, they can avoid trading with something like queen g2. Again, I think I can play rook f8, and I don't really care too much that they can take with check. They've got lots of back rank trouble as well, because they might be getting mated with my knight bishop and maybe rook on the back line. So rook f3, I might even go rook e8. Rook takes knight, and then rook check. And they have king g2. Yeah, it's too complicated, I don't need to do that. Oh, bishop d2 anyway, didn't even go rook f3 or rook somewhere else. Right, rook e8, improve my pieces. Rook f8 may be stronger, but I can see that rook e2 is going to come with a lot of attack attached to it. Yeah, I mean, I think maybe rook f3 was the most challenging move. Okay, knight f4, I can trade. I don't see anything stronger. So trading is good. They'll do something. I don't know, maybe bishop takes, rook takes. I don't really mind. Pawn takes is another option. I think I can go rook e2 almost no matter what they play. Yeah, rook e2. Trade off another piece. Things are looking pretty simple. Oh, bishop c3. Okay, well I'll mate them then. Good. Alright, that was a fairly quick win. How many am I on? I'm somewhere in the sort of 100 range. Exactly 100 on 14 points. I haven't really got a streak going any time because I've got a few draws along the way. Not ideal, but what can you do? Okay, Aragon. I assume like Catherine of Aragon, maybe. Alright, okay, well I'll do a reverse Sicilian. Used to know the theory really well, but I've started to not play this a lot. Oh wow, they're playing the whale with e4 and c4. I don't know if it's actually called the whale, but I think I saw it on one of those computer like chess.com sites where it gives the name of the openings, and sometimes it's really, really bizarre names no one's ever heard of, some sideline. Whereas normally people just call this in English. So, yeah, anyway, the whale is not very good, or the English with this system is not usually that good, especially with knight f3. You're meant to play knight ge2 and then try and play f4. And yeah, this just doesn't look too good. So I'm never quite sure how to break it down, but there must be a way. I mean, I could go knight g4 here, right? I don't see why it's bad. Knight g4, let's try a fried liver style move. d4 is essentially forced. Then capture. So I'm getting a fried liver with probably like a tempo or so ahead. Bishop check. Yeah, I'm like a tempo up in somehow as black. It's like they've wasted 2 moves with d3 and c4. So bishop d2. Bishop takes. Queen takes, I assume. And just stuff c5 up. And I'm up a pawn. I've got this amazing position. I assume knight to e5 is pretty... Oh, I've just realised I dropped a pawn. Oh well. There you go, got overconfident. There you go, there's my blundering. I'm probably still ahead though, which is quite funny. Just blundered the pawn and I'm still up. Got that key past pawn. Alright, well, let's just try and smash up their centre with f5. I'm a bit, in the poker world they call it tilted, when you've made a big mistake and it comes back and haunts you. You make rash and unwise decisions because of it. So I'm a bit tilted after that loss of the c-pawn. But I think I've still got a good position. Knight c6 is looking very good. I'm going to take on e4 next turn. I don't even care about the fact the queens are coming off. Maybe queen takes a3 was better. But I'm taking him anyway. King takes. I'm not going to lose another pawn. Knight c5. Bishop f5. Now, I am losing my b pawn instead, but I think I can go rook b8 and then win the b2 pawn. Oh, they are attacking me with the g pawn, so I'm going to come back. Keep defending it. Bishop g2, very nice move. Alright, knight b4, yeah, threatened stuff. I've got like rook c8 coming and knight c2. They saw it annoyingly. Rook c8 looks okay here. Yeah, rook c8, just simple move. Knight e4, rook takes c4. Got 2 central pawns. D pawn's a passer. Yeah, it's a great position for me. b3, all right. Rook c2, get some play on the 7th rank. a3 might be correct, which is what they've done. So octopus knight d3. Coming to the Ben Feingold, knife f4 idea. Then I can take the bishop, and when they take back, their knight will be loose. So there are some tactics along with the strategy of playing knight f4 and having a great position with very good pieces. Also, it stops rook c1. So they're going to have to play something like rook d1, which they have done. Knight f4 is coming. So now knight takes g2 is a key threat, which they could miss. And rook c1 also knight e2. So they're low on ideas right now. And I think I can improve with like rook Rook to c8. Oh, they've done that. Great, fantastic. Knight takes bishop, and resignation can occur, I think. No, they're playing it on. Alright, I don't know. Rook f8 looks good enough here. f3, can I even take them? Grandmaster style, just sort of take everything. Yeah, I can't be bothered to think about this. Play simple. Rook check, and I'm hoping they go king e4. I can now go king e6, and I'm threatening mates. Rook e1 is almost forced. Yeah, they resigned. Good. So I didn't play the right moves, but I played the simple winning moves. Number 64, that's good. I've actually built up a streak, so I'm going to get 5 points if I win the next game. And berserk. I'll get 4 points if I just play normally and don't berserk. But what's the fun in that? And at about, maybe about 8 o'clock or 8:15 UK time, which is approximately 15 to 25 minutes away, I will stop recording. Let's see. Yeah, video's it's only been about 15 minutes or so, but it will last maybe 30 minutes, maybe 45 at the longest. Number 64 out of 24, 30 players. So that's in the top, yeah, like top 3% or something. Alright, Tigre Dorado. I'm saying that wrong, I assume. Tigre Dorado? I don't know. Alright, let's do the old berserking. I seem to have been black in a lot of games. Maybe I'm not noticing when I'm white, but I swear I've been black like twice as much as I've been white in this tournament. Alright, I'm going to try charging up. They're doing a bird's opening, so with the bird's opening, the main idea for white is to try and get the move pawn e4 working. If you can get your pawn to e4 as white, you're normally doing fine. If you can't, it's a bit more challenging. So I'm going to play this. h3 looks unbelievably provocative, like a red rag to a bull. I'm not yet going to take the bait. I'm going to play a calm move of e6. This just looks, I don't know, looks strange for them to play this. Alright, bishop e7. Again, I'm going to wait for my chance. a6, b5 is coming. I'm hoping they castle queenside and I just charge at them. Alright, a6, b5 is coming now. They could try g4 or something, but I'm not going to castle. b5 looks very, very nice here. They go g5, I do knight d7. Oh, they could do knight takes d5 actually. That looks sort of a bit like a towel type sacrifice. That's quite fun. Maybe I shouldn't go b5. It's a pawn move. Alright, maybe d4 is better. So this would eliminate all of white's attack with their fianchettoed bishop. It's interesting, b5. I can do it later. It's a pawn move that doesn't really attack anything directly. So knight to e4, knight to d5. I want to keep my pieces on the board. Get the attack. And still, this castling option that I have is probably not going to get taken for a while, unless I consider it necessary. Yeah, g5. So they're just signalling they're attacking on the king side. So why do I need to castle? What's the point? Don't want to walk my king into the attack. This is where you have to kind of use your instinct instead of just general principles, because the principles are, you know, I think as some chess coaches call it, A, B, C, D. You know, you've got the A, plan A, pawns in the center. B is bring out the pieces. C is castling. D is plan ahead. Know what you're doing. What's your middle game plan? And you know, you don't always need to do C first. You can do A, B, D, C. So I'm getting my plan going of attacking, and then choosing whether or not to castle. Don't need to all the time. Don't have to. Knight b4 might be fun. Actually, I'm gonna try and tilt them. Queenside castles. Then play king b8 to a8 potentially, and still have rooks on like d8 and c8 or something. And now their pawn pushes on the king side look useless. Looks like they've wasted time. And yet they haven't managed to play e4 for white, so that usually means that black is doing okay here. Alright, king b8 looks pretty solid. Continue with my plan, king b8. Okay, I don't really see a way through for black. That looks a bit strange. Can I go king a8 or is that a waste of time? D takes e3, pawn takes back, pawn c4, opening them up. Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. I'm completely neglecting my king side, but I don't think king side play is what this position calls for. I'm trying to sort of push c3 maybe, or potentially go knight b4, bishop a3. I've got so many different ways of attacking, and they're playing c3, blocking in their bishop. That's perfect. Rook d7 maybe, or yeah, maybe rook d7 is the best move. So I'm attempting to play rook h to d8 or even to c8 and have my rooks attacking the center and queen side. White's queen and bishop battery is not very effective. Their knight's in the way, my two knights are in the way, and I'm protecting b7, so it will take a lot of maneuvering for white to be able to create something over there. Now they're attacking c4. I'm going to do a discovered attack on their knight. I almost want them to take on c4. It is a pawn, however, their king is so open that this is looking very appealing to me. Rook hd1 might be best, and then I'm going to double the rooks. Have a lot of pressure on their queen side. Yeah, and they've done it. That's clearly the best move, I think. Rook hd1, just getting their last piece into the game. I'm doing the same thing, doing literally an identical move. My rook on h to d on the back rank. Now, queen e2 does protect them. That's annoying. Do I take on b3? I just like my c pawn. I don't want to give it up. Bishop to a3 could be good. That will bring my pieces closer to them. What would happen next? They could take me, I guess. I take back with the queen, and they take on c4 with the knight. I don't seem to have enough. It's not enough. It's strange. What do I play here? Now, queen f5 check does actually attack a lot of pawns. So bishop e4, they lose h3. And actually I can take on d2, can't I? It's quite a nice trick, actually. Yeah, queen f5. If bishop e4, I can take their knight, and then they will lose their two minor pieces for a rook. If knight to e4, they're in a horrible pin. So it feels like there should be something. Maybe not, but this kind of constant pressure is going to cause white to have a really hard time playing this. Knight to e4 is probably correct, or king to a1, exactly, not doing bishop a4. Alright, that's that plan done. Maybe I can tempt them into trading queens, and then I can double up with my two rooks and potentially win their knight. I'm pretty certain they won't fall for this, but there's always a chance. My guess is that they play, I don't know, queen f2 or something. And I might have bishop c5. I'm trying to find ways to bring up the rest of my pieces. If they do knight takes c4, I can actually take their rook because of the back rank problems. So they can't actually play knight takes pawn. This pin is useful. I've got the kind of Alekhine's gun, which normally is with a queen behind the two rooks. In this case, it's the queen in front. I don't know if that would I'd still be allowed to call it Alekhine's gun, but it's the same basic principle, having three of the heavy pieces all on the same line, the same route. Bishop takes knight. Wow. Okay. Pawn takes, I guess. I'm not sure that was necessary, but it does, I guess, damage my structure. Knight b1. Can I take it? Takes, rook takes, queen e2. Yeah, can't I just take it? Get 2 rooks for a queen. Pre-move. Whatever they take me with, I'm going to take back with the rook. And then how to get the attack? How to finish this attack? It feels like I'm winning, but I can't see how. Queen e2, rook 8 to d2, but then they can sack their queen straight back, and I've got maybe a pawn at best. Oh, I know how. I can go rook to like g1 or something, and then play the other rook on d8 to d1, and I double up on the first rank, hitting their knight. So yeah, rook to g1 looks pretty good here. b4, okay. Actually, I'm just going to have a bit of fun with this. Threaten mate in 1. They still can't take the bishop. Pre-move. I guess they can sack their queen for the remaining pieces, but I think I'm just totally winning in this case here. Yeah, a3, so that allows me to take. And there must... I mean, I'm winning, but it feels like there should be a win somewhere. Okay, well, I can win back all the material, knight to a4. So I'm threatening rook takes b2. This must be winning. Again, there might be something stronger, but I don't see it. This is much easier to play. And as a bonus, I like that my bishop's been hanging for several moves. Great, fantastic. I might be able to play one more match before I finish. Number 34 out of over 2,500 players. This is amazing. So that means that I'm in the top, nearly the top 1% of players. Maybe one more win will get me there, and then I'll finish. So I've had a few draws, few wins, no losses yet, which is fairly good. I've only played maybe one person above my rating, that 2400, who I had a tricky draw with. So my path to 2400 has not been that easy. I've only gained a few points. Oh, and I need to berserk. Alright, English. There you go, I'm finally white in the game. So the English opening. I don't know how I'll proceed. Oh, they're doing a reverse Sicilian. So I used to play g3 at move 2 pretty much exclusively, but I found that I generally develop the knights before I Fianchetto, either knight f3 or knight c3 at move 2. And that seems to be giving me slightly better positions, or at least less to think about. And I'm setting up the cowardly Fischer system as white. It's fine when you're black, but it's a bit passive when you're white to do this, but it's a very simple way of playing, especially against a 1700. And the plan is essentially to just double Fianchetto, and you get a reasonable position. Now, as long as I don't totally mess this up, castle. Bishop d3 is a little annoying, but I think I can play rook e1 and eventually kick them away. Now e4 might be necessary. Yeah, e4. That kicks away their bishop. It prevents knight to d3 from happening, because I'm going to play d3 or d4 next turn. And I'm not going to play d4 because of the pin. d3. So I've essentially set up an English Botvinnik, losing tempi, but they've also lost tempi. Oh, perfect. Okay, they are trading off my terrible knight on e2. That's usually the worst minor piece you end up having. Knight over here, yes, okay. Now I will do bishop to e3. If knight d4, I think I'll just trade it off and get a solid position. Knight d5 looks pretty good, improving my pieces. And I'll take with the c pawn, because generally the plan of attacking the queen side is pretty solid. And again, I'm probably missing stuff, but this looks okay. Yeah, bishop takes knight. Simple play. Opposite coloured bishops, which I should remove from the board. I don't want to go into a drawn ending. Let's start shoving. I've got this key light squared bishop, which should be an asset over the next few moves. I can play e5 coming up. I can also do things like bishop h3. G4, g5 is also possible. So I might employ tacking here, the technique of switching which way you're attacking. So yeah, g4 is looking quite good. My aim is to go on the king's side. Then if they can defend it and block it up, they're probably going to get very sort of tied up in that area. And then I can then switch to the queen side. They've done knight to c5, which I don't understand. Queen takes. They probably had to go pawn c5 there. Knight e6 is a move which I will probably counter with queen f2. There's no reason for me to complicate with queen takes a7. They've done queen h4, attacking my pawns. So h3. Again, I think I want to play queen f2 at the right moment. I don't want to do it yet because I'll lose the d pawn, but my plan is to go b4. And they've done queen f3, preventing that plan. So rook f3, go away. I don't want that queen anywhere near me. Yeah, that queen is annoying. I don't want it. Good, they ran away. Now b4 is potentially quite strong, but I'm first going to just make absolutely certain that I'm not going to blunder with my a rook somehow falling to their queen or some other piece. And as you may see, I've got this big space advantage now. I've got half my pawns on the 4th rank, and it's going to be more than that in a moment. I'm going to play d4 or b4 at the given time. Queen c3 might be okay, but e4 is a little bit weak at the moment, so I'm going to first probably go b4. And if a5, maybe I go queen f2 to try and trade queens. f6, never play f6. Rookie mistake there, b4. Knight to a7 is... knight to e6 and then queen to a7 are potentially moves. I think I am going to do queen takes a7 only because I attack the knight at the same time. Rook to b7 looks... rook to a8, queen b7. That might be good. Knight c3, okay. Yeah, queen to f2 is the safety move, so I think queen f2 is good. Also, you may see their knight doesn't have many squares, so my idea is queen c2 if they don't take the queens off. And if or when they do take the queens off, I'm going to take with the 3rd rank rook, which is a tongue twister. The reason is that I can then play rook on f3 to f2, taking the queen, then play rook to c2, and they'll be almost trapped. And also giving my bishop on g2 more air to breathe. And I may end up unintentionally kind of trolling them with having all my pawns on the 4th rank. But no, they've moved their queen back, so this allows queen c2. The knight's trapped. Looks like they may resign here. This d3 pawn in the English Botvinnik is very useful because it holds up the other 2 pawns that are controlling the centre on c4 and e4. And it also allows f4 and b4 breaks to have a bit more weight to them because I don't have weaknesses really, except for the d3 pawn itself, which is so close to my own sort of starting position in my centre. It's barely moved, so it's very hard for black to target that d3 pawn. So you often don't move it until eventually breaking on d4, turning the game into a very open game. Because of the d3 pawn, I'm able to win that knight. I was holding off all their attacks. Okay, there's no reason to do pawn moves here. Rook to a3. Tacking is now in effect. Even if I didn't have this idea, I'd still be completely winning, but this just makes it absolutely certain I'm going to win. I'm going to play my rook now to the queen side. This will stretch their defense even more. So I'm switching the area of attack. They have tried to get it back onto the king side. Bishop f3 is a safety move. I think queen e2 is also pretty safe. Again, I'm happy if they trade everything off. I will, I think, take with the pawn. I could take with the queen, but then I might allow some nastiness to occur. And I think I could even tack back now with rook h3. This third rank rook is so strong. I don't really want to play f5 any time, really, because of the fact that it would weaken all my dark squares. Now, I'm switching plans again. Because of queen f7, I don't really want to go rook h3 anymore. I want to still go on the queen side. Perfect. They have chosen this option. So yeah, queen side play is definitely what I want. In fact, I'm going to take them first. Because even though they get d5 in, which I think is their plan, yeah, I have pawn b6, which is very dangerous, and rook c1. Clearly going on the queen side now. Again, if they defend everything, I can switch back to the king side at any moment. Got the a pawn, that's a passer. All my pawns are pretty much safe. Time to get rid of those queens. And I have patience. There's no reason for me to, if they take on b5, I don't need to take on c7, because then they'll take on b4, things will get confusing. I'll be a bishop up, but if they trade enough pawns, then I might be potentially drawing, and that would make me very unhappy. So what I'm doing is, again, I've achieved the the unintentional sort of trolling move of a4, having all my pawns on the fourth rank. But the reason for that is that now b5, protecting my pawn, stuffing up the c pawn, they can't move it without losing it because of en passant. Now I've got passer, two passers, extra bishop, very safe king, monstrous attack, and black has none of those things. So they should resign any moment, really. King over, so again, one final time I'm going to tack back and use my kingside attack finally to remove their rook from the board, and it's over. So Cedric Chess is on 50, he's leading the tournament. No way I'm going to catch him because I'm going to finish after this game. They're still resolutely playing on very well. c7 is coming. This is a fairly simple move. I'm going to go bishop f5 almost no matter what they do. I could have gone c8 queen, but I'm just going to prevent any checks. Absolutely. Just to make sure of the fact it's going to be a win. g6. Now I am going to make a queen. And rook takes rook is going to happen. I don't think I have a fancy checkmate, unfortunately. I don't think there's any fancy checkmates, but there are going to be some checkmates. Rook g8. They're actually, their king is stalemated, funnily enough. So let's do this. And can I be nice and let them queen? I don't think I can, so I have to do this. Alright, let's see if I can make an amusing checkmate for the end. Yeah, I can. So king h7 stops mate in 1. Everything else is mate in 1. And then king h5, and I'm threatening... well, I'm not threatening, I'm doing rook h6 mate. And it doesn't matter what they do. There you go, rook h6 mate. Alright, cool. So pausing the tournament, or pausing my participation. Let's see where I am. Looks like I'm top 20. I'm exactly 20th out of 2,600 players. So I'm in the top 1% of the tournament. It's looking good, but I do have to go because I'm a bit tired, so I'll stop the video here. Hope you found that interesting or entertaining or something, and I'll see you next time. Actually, just before I go, 23:39. So I think I gained about maybe 7 points or something from that that whole tournament. So I am still slowly edging my way towards 2,400. Anyway, see you next time. Bye.